Hey, what's up, guys? It's the Cypher Slacker, and we have got some shark news that dropped May 13th, 2024, and I'm just now getting to it. I apologize, but it is coming out in the next main booster pack called Rage of the Abyss, and I believe that set's going to come out in July for the OCG, and for us, this will probably be our October set. I'm not going to lie, I've been really excited for this one, so we're going to go ahead and take a deep dive and look at the very first card, which is Surfacing Big Jaws. It is a level 4 water fish monster with 1800 attack and 300 defense. It says you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. During your main phase, if a spell card was activated this turn, you can special summon this card from your hand. And also you cannot special summon from the extra deck this turn except for Xyz monsters. Second effect says it's normal or special summoned, you can add a fish shark monster from your deck to your hand. And third effect says if this card is used for an Xyz summon of a water monster, it could be treated as 3 or 5. So that is pretty solid. This list is just the sharks that it can search. I'm not going to read them. If you want to pause the video, you can do that and look for yourself. But these are the cards that it can search. These have not been confirmed for reprints yet, so that is all. These are just sharks that the Surfacing Big Jaws can search for. Now, speaking of one of the cards it's going to search for, we've got Drake Shark. Not to be confused with Shark Drake, this is Drake Shark. This is a waterfish monster. It's a level 4, 1400 attack, 1050 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is added to your hand, it's a Poplar. You can special summon it. Number 2, if this card can be treated as 2 materials for the XYZ summon of a water monster that uses 3 or more. So it's effectively, it's going to help you get out into your Shark Drake. And it says a Shark Drake Xyz monster that has this card as material gains its effect. Once per turn, you can detach 2 materials from this card and target a spell or trap on the field and attach it to this card as material. So I definitely think that this pack has so far some hits and some misses. I definitely think that Surfacing Big Jaws is a hit. I think that Drake Shark is kind of mid, but this card I think is a complete miss. Armored Shark, it's a level 3 water fish monster, but it's always treated as an armored Xyz card. That's kind of one of the only saving graces. The only issue is it has no special summoning condition, and you can use its first and second effects once per turn. Basically lets you send a water Xyz monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, then you target one fish in the grave with a level equal to the rank and summon it. And the other effect says during your opponent's turn, if this card is in the graveyard, quick effect, you can target a water Xyz monster you control, equip this card to it as an equipped spell that gains 500 attack. So I think that's terribly mid. I don't think that will really see play. It might be a one-of. But on to the new boss monster, which is actually a combination between Shark Drake Vice and Leviathan Dragon. I think this thing is really, really dope. This is number Chaos 32 Shark Drake Leviathan. It's a water sea serpent, rank 5 with 3100 attack, 2600 defense. Requires 4 level 5 monsters, or you can exceed some of this by discarding 1 spell and using 1 rank 4 Shark Drake Xyz monster you control. Transfer its materials to this card. Once per turn, we got a quick effect here. You can detach 1 material from this card, then target 1 effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effects, and if you do, change its attack and defense to 0. So that's going to come in handy here with this next effect. This card can attack twice, and if it attacks a defense position monster, you can inflict piercing damage. So kind of useful. Off to our last guy. Our last monster we got, which was like Virtue Dragon. It's a water sea serpent, Xyz monster, rank 3, 2000 attack, 0 defense, and it requires 2 level 3 monsters, but you can also summon this guy with Bahamut Shark. So it uses first or second effect once per turn. If it's special summon, you can add Virtue Stream from your deck to your hand. Just wait, that's a new trap. We'll go over that. You can activate one of these effects. You can detach 1 Xyz monster, 1 Xyz material from your monster, then add 1 fish, sea serpent, aqua from your graveyard to your hand. Now you can detach it from any monster. That's important. You also can target 2 Xyz monsters on the field and detach 1 from one and attach 1 to the other. So, for example, if I summon this off of Bahamut Shark, I can actually add Xyz materials to it, or I can add Xyz materials to anything else on the board. But I was kind of actually really disappointed in this next card. I thought that this was going to be a searcher because it kind of looked like it could be It's not. It is. I think this card is terribly mid. I might play it, but I feel like a good shark player wouldn't even play this card, or they'd play it at 1 maybe. But it's called Surface Aquajet. It is a normal spell card, and it allows you to use the first and second effect once per turn, and that allows you to special summon a level 4 or lower. Level 4 or lower fish, sea serpent, or aqua monster from your hand or grave. So it's basically Crosskeeper, but it's a spell. And if you do, you cannot special summon from the deck while you control this, except for Xyz monsters. So we're being Xyz locked, which is totally fine. If your opponent controls an attack position monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 fish, sea serpent, or aqua monster. It gains 1,000. Off to the Reincarnate Unveil Mail. This is an RUM, rank up magic. Haha, cute. But I mean, this card is even, it's just there to help Surfacing Jaws get off. So this is an XYZ armor card, and you can only activate 1 of this card per turn. And XYZ monster equipped with this card gains these effects, cannot be destroyed by battle, and once per turn, if this card battled, quick effect, you can return 1 card equipped to it to the hand and immediately exceed summon a water monster. And once per turn during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there, you can equip it to a XYZ monster you control. So, I mean, this card, too, is pretty mid. This card is here just to activate as a spell, so that way you can special out Surfacing Jaws. And the next card is next to last. It's called Virtue Stream. It's a normal trap. It is basically Icarus Attack. So, basically, you target 1 fish, sea serpent, or aqua monster. You control 2 cards your opponent controls, destroy them. And then you can only use 1 of the 2 effects per turn. Sorry, you can only use the first and second effect once per turn. So you can actually use both, my bad. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 face-up monster on the field and apply this effect based on its attribute. If it is water, next time it would be destroyed. It is not. And if it's non-water, it becomes water. So I guess it's something to work with this next card that isn't searchable. So it's called XYZ Poseidon Splash. You can only use either the first or second effect of this card once per turn, and only once per turn. So this card's kind of like hard restricted, and it's not searchable. I don't really know what the point was for this guy, but if you control an Xyz monster that has an Xyz monster as material, declare 1 attribute among monsters on the field and destroy all monsters on the field with that attribute that are not equipped to an equipped spell card. So I don't really... I mean, I guess if there was a way that we can get to this, so maybe in the future this could be good. But it just didn't really stand out to me as something that we would want to really play with this deck. So, guys, that has been the shark support that we got from Rage of the Abyss. We have 1 more shark card called Cutter Shark. This is going to be in the Animation Chronicle. This guy is, I just want to go over it because it's here. It's a level 5 water fish monster, 0 attack, 2,000 defense, and you can only use the first and second effect once per turn. When your opponent, when 1 monster you control and no other cards is targeted for an attack or card effect, and this card's in your hand or graveyard, quick effect, I contribute that monster to special summon this card. Or if this card is special summoned, you can activate this effect, add 1 water monster from your graveyard to your hand during the end phase, except for Cutter Shark. So this card's kind of mad. It might see play as like a 1 of. It does dodge Imperm, it does dodge Failure, but it requires you to tribute the monster and then special summon this, which is kind of meh. These are just some shark reprints. If you want to pause it and check those out, you can do so, but I'm not going to read all of those. Guys, it has been the Cypher Slacker. Thank you for checking this out. I'm going to try to bring you more Yu-Gi-Oh! News as it comes out. Guys, later.